Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Factorio Kilo guide. In this part we're gonna talk about how you can easily make the cryogenic science. I'm currently not on the planet because I'm doing some experiments for the final science pack, as you might see in this ship design, but that's something for another video. We are going to concentrate on a kilo now with its fluoroketone as it's pronounced. Not ketone. Apparently it's like from acetone. Someone wrote a comment on that. I'm glad that someone found that. Yeah. So what you actually want to do is it's very easy to make the cryogenic science pack. You just need some ice, lithium plates, and fluoroketone. Fluoroketone, yes. And as you see, the lithium is produced very easily with just holmium, lithium brine, and ammonia. Lithium brine and ammonia, lithium ammonia you can get from the sea. You just need to convert it with these handy dandy machines. Or if you're feeling really fancy, the cryogenic plants, which give you extra, I would recommend it. And then the lithium brine, you extract it out of, out of these things you can put the pump jacks on. And then I would advise putting in some speed modules, so you got more. Of course you need to deal with the heating, but you know, that shouldn't be a problem. And then you just pump it all out, put it into here, get the ammonia. If you're having issues with the ice, put two recyclers which recycle into each other. And if you want some excess ice, make him only insert if the ice in this chest is greater than 250. So because, as you see right on the right there, the crafting, it uses 8 per second and gives 2 per second in return. So you get about 20-25%, and you know, you're gonna get less and less ice until you eventually get no ice. And that's like how you destroy any item in this game, which is very easy if you don't want to bother dealing with junk products. And then you can basically convert the lithium into lithium plates, get the lithium plates up to a cryogenic plant, and then you have product number 1. The fluoroketone, very simple. You just add solid fuel with lithium, fluorine, and ammonia. So we already talked about how we can get lithium. How can we get solid fuel? Great question. You can just convert ammonia with some crude oil, which you're like gonna find on the map again. I have my crude oil down here. As you see, crude oil. You just pump it out like on all this, and then you're just gonna put it into this thing, combine it with some ammonia, and then you got solid fuel. And then you also, ammonia, we already know how to get that. And then you get fluorine, which you can pump out off the ground with a pump jack. Like 1 is more than enough because you only need fluorine for the fluoroketone. And then you get the hot stuff, which you're just gonna need to convert into the cooled one, which is like 1-to-1. It just takes some crafting time, but it's very easy. Don't pump too much into a fluid tank if you like using the tank also for the science. Limit it to like 10-15k, and then let it pump the rest into the machine every time it needs fluoroketone. And then you basically have the science pack. For the ice, like you need to get rocket fuel on this planet, so I would advise, you also need water from that. Get water from ice, very simple. So I would advise taking the ice from the ammonial solution separation, making it go through here to make it into water, and the rest goes into the science. And if the science has problems with ice, I would also do a request such as with an inserter, set a request for how many you want, and then you should be good to go. But that also means you got to have a constant production of ammonia. So what you could do is like down here, convert the ammonia into solid fuel, use that solid fuel, and if you have too many of it, send it down into the recycler so you get 25% diminishing returns, so that you eventually don't have any recyclers left. And yeah, use nuclear reactors for power and heating. It's very effective, very cheap. Also sets the temperature to like 800, so you know you don't use too much fuel cells, so I don't need to import too much from Norvis. Make a lot of cryogenic plants. These are very useful also in the orbit and for other planets. What's also very needed from this planet are the fusion reactor and the fusion generators. If you can make them legendary, they are very useful in legendary quality, as you will see in some video on my experiment X16 right here. But they also require quantum chips. And now, how do you get quantum chips? Excellent question. To create quantum chips, I'm gonna open the Factoriopedia, you need to make them into electromagnetic plant. You get that from Fulgora, right? And as you see, you use the quantum chip not for a lot of stuff, but it gets heavily used in the fusion reactor. As you see, 250 fusion generator, 50 is okay, 100 for the railgun, 250 for the portable fusion reactor, and also 20 for the railgun. But yeah, the three main things you need it for is the science pack and the fusion generator parts. So now you have these different materials, and you can either craft it on a kilo or in orbit. And what I did is I'm already importing everything to Norvis. So I'm making it up in Norvis. So I have the quantum chips on Norvis, and I can just ship it around the entire solar system, right? So I have every material from all of the planets on this planet, and if any of these planets need it, I just have a ship that goes like 1 or 2 ships for every planet, and then it goes there, takes the resources, ships it. And yeah, also quantum chips, not very complicated to make. They just need one of everything except for the fluoroketone and the lithium plate. But yeah, it should be very easy to produce a lot of these if you have a reliable input of those, which you see I am lacking of. I had a giant solar array, as you might see here from the bugging remains, but I converted it into a fusion reactor setup, which is producing way too much power. Like really, the max I'm consuming on this platform is 30 megawatts, 115. So like 2 or 3 turbines would do it. Like also, you know, you just need enough fluoroketone to keep the reactors running. So you need like 16 fluoroketone per second. And if you input like 5k fluoroketone, or like, yeah, 4 or 5,000 fluoroketone, then everything should be fine and you have like excess in here, and then it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, stockpiling, making a big storage on this thing would be great. You're gonna stockpile resources. We currently don't have the lithium plates. This is an issue on this side because, as you see, it has the need to get the reactors filled up. But once the reactor need on Norvis is satisfied, or you're just importing them manually, then, you know, this won't be a big issue. Like, this one doesn't even want the reactors because I have enough. Also, if you want to, another tip that you can use on any planet are these little neat machines right here. So you got 2 arithmetic combinators. The first one is taking each signal, multiplying it by -1 and outputting each. And then it's combining it with each signal times 1 output each. And I have a constant combinator with the things I want. And then I connect the chest with cables up to the first combinator, which then gives out the negative number, and that basically gets added together, and then it outputs what I need on the planet. And then you can connect the cable to the cargo landing pad, and then go on set requests. So now it's setting the requests for everything I need on Norvis, and it's basically like an automated requesting system, so that these things don't just go between the planets and eventually the chests will fill up. What I would actually recommend is having one ship which is transporting everything, and then just one ship which is transporting just these materials right here without the reactors and stuff. So I'm actually going to do that. And as you're gonna see, it should go. All of the conditions are fulfilled. And once it did its final stuff, yeah, there's still stuff inbound. Or no, it's waiting for the reactors. Oh, okay. Yeah, but once it gets the 25 reactors in here, then it's just gonna go. So no big issue. This one's waiting on the tungsten plate because these two are very slow, but you know, that's a part of the video. But if I could recommend one tip on this planet, bring a lot of efficiency modules, bring speed modules, productivity modules, and a ton of heat pipes. You're gonna need a lot of heat pipes. Also bring a ton of concrete, because on the ice platforming you can't build. You need concrete to build on, or else the ice platforming would smelt. But you're also gonna unlock foundations, which are expensive to produce, but you can like also place them on lava and like everything else. So it's really neat. I also did this, don't know why. But yeah, that's like basically a guide to a kilo. Also import just the stuff you need for a rocket, for the rockets you need to launch, and then as said, use the arithmetic combinator and the constant combinator method, so it requests its own stuff. Oh, and as you see, it's going. Yeah, I don't know. Has 13 reactors, so yeah, it's going. This one's just gonna transport the lithium plates and all of the other stuff to Norvis now, so that we have a reliable source of stuff now. And as you see with the fusion reactor, like it just needs 2 turbines. That's how powerful these things are. Like to generate 100 megawatt. That's insanely strong, but like also they cost a lot. And to maintain them, it's basically free. They're free to maintain. Like as you see, the fusion cells don't require really anything. It's just lithium plates, which you can make out of infinite resources on this planet. Just like the ammonia. You just need to import the holmium plates, but that's not a problem. Then they're basically just nuclear power cells. I'm also increasing this because I want a lot of these. I really like them. Also, if you can use productivity on them, efficiency, speed modules, so you're not gonna kill your electricity network. See, like one of these turbines right here, one of these fusion generators almost produces as much as 32 steam turbines, okay? 32. Which you need a couple of nuclear reactors for. And you also need water for the steam turbines to work. With the fusion reactors though, you also get like the fluoroketone that you're using, you're getting it back and can recycle it into the system. So basically the only thing you're using are the fusion power cells, which only get used if these things are consuming the plasma. So basically it only gets consumed when when the system needs power, which is really effective, really good. Yeah, we're gonna see this one going to Norvis. Like also these things are very fast. As you see, it's loaded up. I would increase the storage, but yeah, as you see, everything's getting loaded down. If you have more of these cargo bays, you know, your ship can send down more at the same time. And I'm having this mess here so it can receive all of the inbound stuff. And yeah, that's basically it. So you just get railgun, you get the railgun damage, you get legendary quality, rocket part productivity, so you just get more rocket parts, very cool. You also get the captive beta spawners, so you can just like make your own beta spawners. I like that, so you don't need to like get beta spawners near your base. You can just place them in your base, defend them with the turret. Yeah, the foundation, we already talked about that. Railgun, the Promethium. Yeah, Promethium. And then you get after with the Promethium, you get the lab research productivity, which is really cool. Also, I have a little neat science built down here. I would advise making 600 science because with like the DLC 600 science per minute is very easy just because of the legendary beacons, legendary modules. It's just very easy to make the science. And also if you like request a lot of science like I do, like as you see, I'm requesting a lot of science, which my ships are not very fast at, and then you just won't have any problem at all with maintaining 600 science per minute. It's like 10 a second, so with the new stuff, it's not a big challenge. And should be very simple. Yeah. Well, that's basically it. I'm gonna also make a guide on how to build ships for interplanetary and not interplanetary, but like for the inner 4 planets, including Novus, because 4 planets, right? And then also to get to a kilo, a planet to get to a kilo, I think. And then also I'm gonna make an extra guide in addition to that on how to get to the shattered planet, which is very low solar power and a long way, 4 million kilometers, yes. But first we're gonna get to the solar edge, so you're gonna need a very sustainable ship. For these routes, you're just gonna need something that can travel 15,000. This one just 30,000, so very easy. But that's gonna be explained in the next video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment on what I should maybe make a video next. And also leave a like if you liked it. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike and tell me what I could do better. And then I'm going to see you in the next episode. Have a nice day, engineer.